What is up, YouTube? And this is Cheese, and I assure you this is a really good battle, no matter the time limit, so I advise you to please stay and watch this. This may also help you get a little bit better at the insight of what goes on, how you play versus stall. This is indeed stall versus stall. This is the team that me and Shofu were doing in the challenge, the team at the bottom with the Mew, Chansey, Tentacruel, Ferrothorn, Skarmory, and Politoed. For those that know Rainstall, this is probably one of the most solid Rainstall teams out there. There's a lot of solid Rainstall teams, don't get me wrong, but this is probably one of those that are up there at this moment. At the time, this is not what my current team is. We made a lot of changes because of the challenge. It actually helped better the team, and yeah. First off, I want to tell you, because a lot of people, the reason why I did this challenge and I introduced Shofu to the challenge is because I wanted to help people learn how to play against stall, because this is probably a good estimate of how many players do not know how to play stall, and this counts every single person that plays Pokemon. Probably a rough estimate of 80% of the Pokemon battlers do not know how to play against stall, and that's counting the competitive players. Now, the people that are just play for fun, they probably shit on life if they ever see stall. But this is for everybody. I'm trying to help out people. This and other people that I talk about. This is kind of how you kind of play versus stall. You don't see stall and be like, oh my god, what am I gonna do? There's all these walls. I can't dent things. They're just gonna switch into attack that I can KO on one Pokemon. I have Side Shock on Latios. They're just going to switch into like the Latias, or they're going to switch into a Skarmory on the Side Shock after they go for Protect. I don't know what I'm going to do. Looking at his team compared to my team, this is how I'm going to do, because his team is also stall and my team is stall. The best way he can win is by taking out my Tentacruel, or at least burning it. But I do have Heal Bell on my Chansey, so if he burned it, I would Heal Bell it. So the best thing for him to do is probably take out my Tentacruel and my Chansey and my Mew. Those things are probably a big threat to his team. At the same time, for me, the things that I need to take out are his Jellicent and his Tentacruel. Those are the biggest things I see as a threat. And looking at his team, since he does have a Skarmory and he doesn't have anything that can potentially set up rocks, Chansey is the thing that's going to set up rocks. That's what I immediately saw when I saw this team. Now, I really thought a lot before the battle. I thought a ton of what I should lead off with. See, I need, on this battle, since Jellicent's such a big threat, since it is a spin blocker and is also a stall breaker, I really need to take that thing down, and it's gonna be a big worry since he does have a Tentacruel of his own. I can't set up Toxic Spikes and then just wait for him to switch out and then switch back in. That's not what's gonna happen, because I'm gonna either have to take out his Tentacruel or his Jellicent first. But those things are gonna be my main goal, and that's how you kind of have to play versus stall. You have to learn to take out the biggest link, and then everything just crumbles apart, depending on the player also. But yeah, that's kind of my look on things versus stall. It's just one big link, and the biggest link needs to go first. Then all the links will kind of separate, and then you can work your way around it. That's the easiest possible way to play versus stall, in my opinion. There's probably others. I mean, it's all in your personal preference. Different players have different ways of playing stall. And my cat's meowing at me. Stop. Alright. But yeah, other players have their own ways of playing against stall. It's not always my way of playing stall. It's your own way of playing stall, but I'm just giving you my outlook on playing stall. So I believe the battle will start any minute now. But like I said, I'm going to lead off with Mew, immediately thinking that he's going to try to lead off with this Chansey, probably thinking I'm going to lead off with the Politoed or Tentacruel, probably thinking something. But I'm going to lead off with my Mew, knowing if he leads off with his Chansey, I can immediately taunt it or his Skarmory. So that's exactly what's going to happen. But I know he knows that I have a taunt, so I'm going to go for the Will-O-Wisp. thinking that he's probably going to go for the seismic toss, or he's probably going to switch out. That's exactly what happens. He switches out to his Politoed, which was another great play on his part, because Politoed is pretty much useless, and both of our Politoads are pretty much useless in this match, besides probably taking statuses or taunts or whatever. So if I take out his Politoed also, then that means he has nothing else to switch into without worrying about getting a Willow spawn, or you know, getting psychicked or something. But I'm actually gonna go right for the offense, go to my Ferrothorn. I don't know what kind of Politoed he is at the moment. If he scalds, that's gonna be unfortunate, because then I have to waste a turn going into my Chansey and then going for the heal bell. But I actually double switch, predicting him to go into either his Chansey or his Tentacruel or his Skarmory. So if I go with going to my Mew, he can actually potentially go to his Tentacruel. I could go for the taunt. He can go for the scald. He gets the burn on me, but he also gets the burn on him. That's my main goal of dealing with his Tentacruel, and I can also fire off some psychics. But I'm going to predict his Skarmory switching now and go to my Mew, because Skarmory walls the shit out of Chansey all day, because it can just roost up on his seismic toss, and that's how you play against Skarmory versus Chansey. But he's actually going to switch to his Jellicent. I did not expect that at all during this match, and that's actually what I need to take out. But I predicted him to go to his Politoed, predicting my Will-O-Wisp. So that's what I do, and I go for the Psychic, and that actually helps out a lot, since it's one step closer to taking out this Politoed and his pivot switches during this match. So I'm going to switch out. I believe he predicts my switch out to my Ferrothorn, since that's what I've been doing. And he's actually going to go to his Jellicent, which is actually not that bad, because as long as I take steps to taking care of this this Jellicent, then that helps me out through the match. He actually is going to go for the Will-O-Wisp, and he's going to miss. That's unfortunate, but I honestly do not care at all. That helped me during the match, and I'm going to accept that. I'm just going to say this right now. During this challenge, every single match has been full of hacks, and it's more on Mew. During this challenge, I probably missed around 30 to 40 Will-O-Wisps, and that's not even over exaggerating. That's a rough estimate. 30 through 40 in Will-O-Wisp just on my Mew throughout this entire challenge. But so him missing that is not a big deal to me, because I'm just like, man, I don't give a shit anymore. But yeah, he's gonna go to Skarmory. He's gonna go for the spikes, and also my main plan is here. I'm not going to switch into my Tentacruel fuck, what am I saying now? I'm not going to switch into my Tentacruel only the moment where I want to bait his Jellicent to come in and double switch to my Ferrothorn. That's my entire plan here. Since his Jellicent's at such low health, he cannot afford to switch in on certain things other than my Politoed, my Chansey, or my Tentacruel. So if I go to either one of those, I have to be aware that he's going to switch into his Jellicent to get the recover off. And if he gets that recover off, then the Jellicent's going to be even harder to take down. So I need to take advantage of what I have on his Jellicent, and I need to take advantage of what I have in at the moment and every turn of the battle. So he's going to leave in his Chansey to, you know, get some health off of him and stuff. I need to roost up right now. He predicts that he goes for the Latias, and at this point, I don't know what he has on the Latias. I know that he has Calm Mind, not without a doubt. I believe he goes for the Calm Mind right here. I think I go for the Taunt just because I don't want him to go for the Roar in case he has the Roar. And also, if he has Sub, that's going to be a big deal too. One thing I don't want to Will-O-Wisp either right now, because if I can somehow get a Toxic off on his Latias, then that's going to be a fantastic thing. And if I do potentially kill off his Jellicent, then Latias is going to be a good switch into my Tentacruel. Probably thinking that I'm going to Scald and then get a burn on him. That's probably one thing. But also, now that I switch into my nigga Chad, you're back! My nigga Chad! I haven't seen you in a long time! Man, what's good with you though? So I'm going to go for the Leech Seed, knowing that he can only hit me with the Dragon Pulse. Well, I don't know if he can only hit me with the Dragon Pulse. I don't know if he has the Hidden Power Fire or not. But I'm going to go for the Leech Seed. This is the best move I can do. He switches into his Skarmory. I believe I can set up my rocks now, I don't know if I set up my rocks previously in the match. But I go for the Leech Seed again. Now, these were like some plays, like I had a lot of trouble with these plays because he's not a bad player at all, because he's using his stall pretty decently good, and I'm trying to get rid of that freaking Jellicent. But I think I'm gonna switch out now because I don't, in case he goes for more spikes, I don't want him to set up more spikes. And I go to my Skarmory just in case he wanted to set up more spikes, and I can set up my own layer spikes in case he goes for the Whirlwind. I believe I go for the Brave Bird right here, predicting his Jellicent to come in and try to recover on me while I set up a layer spike. So I'm gonna go for the Brave Bird. He sends in his Tentacruel. I know he's gonna either go for the Scald or the Rapid Spin, so I'm gonna go to Chad. And I don't really care if he goes for the Scald and burns me, because it's really not that big of a deal. But he goes for the Rapid Spin, and it's gonna leave him with a little bit less HP with the Iron Barbs, but he's gonna Renegade it all back with the Rain Dish. And my cat's being really annoying. Stop, please. Well, like I said, this match is gonna be really long. There's still a good length of it left, so bear with me. This is still a really good match. He's gonna go for the Rapid Spin. I believe he goes for the Scald right there. I wasn't looking at the moment, but I go for my Stealth Rocks. I'm trying to bait him to go for the Rapid Spin, but he does not want to do that because I think he knows what I'm doing, because I can potentially try to wear him down with Leech Seed also. But right here, I'm definitely going to predict him to go for the Roost, because if he doesn't go for the Roost and he goes for the Whirlwind, then he's going to be in a low enough HP where he's going to be in a bit of trouble, and he kind of needs a Skarmory, you know. So, okay, my cat's really annoying me, sorry. So this is where my chance is to come right here. I know he's going to go for the Roost. I know I have the Leech Seed, so I can come into my Tentacruel, getting the Leech Seed, getting the Rain Dish, getting the Black Sludge. So I'm going to be at full health, so the spikes plus rocks did not matter at all. So that also helps me a lot, since I'm basically almost back to full now. I can switch out, predicting his Jellicent, and that's exactly what happens. Sorry, my cat is really bugging me right now, and he's trying to get into this box. But I predict his Jellicent, because he had no choice but to go to there. That was probably his safest play to do, and I took the huge risk of going into my Ferrothorn, wasting HP and going for that. But he kind of makes a misplay here. He goes for the Taunt, probably predicting me to go for the Leech Seed as he goes for the Will-O-Wisp, or no, Leech Seed as he goes for the Recover. So I go for the Power Whip, and I believe if he went for the Will-O-Wisp, I think my Power Whip had a chance of not KOing, and I had a chance of KOing. So the better move probably would have been go for the Will-O-Wisp, even if I got the Leech Seed on there. I wouldn't have killed with the Power Whip because he would have been able to recover. So the better move was the Will-O-Wisp, but you know, we all make misplays. But now that I've taken out his Jellicent, this is just a bigger step closer to me winning, because I have the biggest advantage now that his Jellicent's gone. But now he gets a crit on my Chansey, which is really, really bad, because now if he potentially takes out my Chansey, then my Hubelor is gone. But at the same time, if he takes out my Chansey right here and goes for the Brave Bird, then his Skarmory is gone also. So he needs that to set up spikes. So if his Skarmory was gone, then he would have been at a lesser advantage than taking out my Chansey. So I would have been at a bigger advantage than him. So I got the Soft Boiled up as he roosted, which was really good, and then I get another Soft Boiled up like as he Whirlwinds. So I expected him to Whirlwind, since he would probably predict me go for the Seismic Toss, but I do not want to waste HP and stuff and do stuff like that. But hold on one goddamn second. My cat is really, really bugging me. But now I'm gonna go to my nigga Chad, and he's gonna go for the Brave Bird as I go for the Leech Seed. It's not really that big a deal, because I'm probably gonna be at the same amount of HP as before, and I can just go to Tentacruel, Rapid Spin, so I won't lose any more HP. I'm just waiting until he switches out or Whirlwinds me out into my Tentacruel, so it's not going to be that big of a deal. And he goes out to his Latias, which is great for me. I believe I go for another Leech. No, I don't. Never mind, don't listen to me. I go out to my Tentacruel, thinking that he's probably going to go for another Brave Bird, and he does have Leech Seed on him, so it's not going to be that big of a deal. So yeah, now I can go for the Rapid Spin safely, and he has nothing to do against me. His hazards are gone. I believe I still have my rocks up. So this is looking great for me. I haven't set up one layer spikes, I believe. No, I haven't. Not yet. And, excuse me. This is going to be a big stall war now, because he knows how to play with this Latias, because he knows that my Chansey is Toxic. Toxic is probably the best move to have on a Chansey. If you don't have Toxic, then your team probably has stuff to deal with other things like Latias. Then, so you wouldn't have to have Toxic on Chansey. But I've switched a lot of things around in this team, I have a new updated team that I'll upload a battle with. No, I don't have a battle to upload with actually. But yeah, anyways, I go for the toxic right here, and he switches into his Chansey. I don't know what kind of Chansey it is. If it is soft boiled, it's not going to be that big of a deal since it does have toxic on it. But it reveals that he has Wish, and he revealed earlier that he has toxic. So, and he revealed earlier that he has Seismic Toss. And I also know he has rocks on there, so he has no protect. So he can either switch out and take have one of his pokes take a Seismic Toss, but that would be kind of useless since they're already at full HP already. Or we can get the toxic off, limit my chances of staying in, and just taking a one for the team and dying, I guess. But having Wish on that Chansey and not protect or soft boiled really hinders its chances of staying alive for a long time. Because Wish, you have to wait a turn for your health to recover all the way full, or 60% or so, how much it gives you. I'm not sure. I believe it's 50%. I'm not sure. You know, I'm stupid. But he actually goes to this Politoed just for the fact that it's a pivot switch, which was a good play on his part. I'm going to go for the Rapid Spin, I believe. No, I don't think he has any hazard. I go for the Protect just to get some extra health, because I need my Tentacruel at pretty much full so I can continue Rapid Spinning in case he gets more hazards on the field. Now, I believe he reveals that he has a Toxic Tentacruel, and I believe that's why he has Wish on it. No, see, that doesn't make very much sense, because he has Toxic on his Chansey, so I don't really know why he would have Toxic on his Tentacruel, but I'm pretty sure he has Toxic Spikes. I think it was a different Tentacruel that I played that had Toxic on it. But this is what I was saying like earlier. I'm trying to burn this Tentacruel, but he has that Latias. He has that Latias to take my Scalds and take the burn so it doesn't get toxic. But also at this point, I'm not really caring whether or not he gets a burn or not, because since I have my Ferrothorn still intact and at a good amount of HP, especially with after I get Leech Seed on this, since Dragon Pulse won't do that much since I am special defensive. As you saw right there, +1 Dragon Pulse did roughly about 50 HP or so. But as soon as I get my Leech Seed on this, I can start regaining my health back. And with the Leech Seed burn and then the walling of my Chansey with the Seismic Toss, Latias won't be doing much even if it's not toxic. So I'm going to predict his switch again and go for the Leech Seed. Even if he stayed in, it wouldn't be a big deal because I'll be regaining more health. So Leech Seed was probably the best play I could have done. And if you switch into a Skarmory like you did right now, it hinders its chance of staying in for very long. If he sets up hazards, I can simply go to my Tentacruel as I do now, Rapid Spin it away, and his health will continue be going to me, or will continue going to. I don't even know how to word that right. Am I stupid? Hello? But yeah, I've been talking a lot already. This is my longest narration I've ever had. So if you kept up so far, I mean, kudos to you. This, in my opinion, it's a good battle. I mean, like, this is how you deal with stall. And stall versus stall is really, really tough. Because, like, if you're playing a player that knows has an idea of knowing what he's doing and knows how to take out your Link, it's just like a back and forth war. And it's really, really tough. I think stall versus stall is one of those exciting matches. I mean, I'm a stall player. I love stall. I know a lot of people don't like playing stall because it's so long. But I'm more than happy to deal with it as long as I get good battles like this. But I'm going to go for the Leech Seed since he can't do very much. He revealed right there he had Reflect. I have no absolute idea why he has Reflect on his Latias. It does not help his team at all, in my opinion, since he already has enough things to wall physical attacks. It doesn't help out his team very much. But, I mean, it's probably Missav, it's probably something, I don't know. He probably put Reflect on there and accidentally instead of Roar. You know, Missaves like that happen, but since they both start with R, and he might have clicked down arrow or something, or like moved up his like scroller on his mouse or something. I don't know. Could have been something like that. Could have been Missav, but Reflect doesn't help him at all in this match since my only physical attackers are my Ferrothorn and my Skarmory, and I have nothing to attack with. Besides is like Tentacruel with Power Whip, but I wouldn't do that because I wouldn't really need to because I just need the burn on it. Then I can start wearing it down. But I'm going to go for the Rapid Spin since he does have spikes, I believe. And at this point, I think I start not caring. I just want to get a fucking burn on this Latias. But right here, I think before, I don't know if this is the play before or after, but I think I go for the Seismic Toss, knowing that he knows that I have Toxic, and he's going to switch out to his either Tentacruel or Skarmory. So I believe I'm going to go to the Seismic Toss, wearing down its HP and its amount of usage staying in, like I said before. I don't know why I'm saying usage. I don't really know how to word things right at the top of my head. I don't know if that's the way you say it, because yeah, I can't really think at the moment. But at this point, like I said, I don't care if anything gets burned. I just want to get something burned, get the residual damage on it, and lower its chances of staying in for a long time, just like what Toxic does. And I actually go for the Psychic, predicting him to stay in, probably trying to get the Toxic off. I don't know. You know, at this point, I just don't really care. I go for the Psychic again and get the special defense drop. I think I'm just forcing him to try to recover or something, but I think right now I go for the Willis, completely just trying to get this thing to be worn down. And, oh, never mind, I go for the Taunt. Oh, when do I go for the Lewis? Come on, jeez. I go into my Polytone now, I believe. Yes, because I want to go for the Pear Song to force them out. Oh, I know what I'm doing now. I want to go for the Pear Song and then switch out, trying to... No. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm dumb. I go for the Scald, predicting him to go to his Polytoad to get his pivot switch out of the way. But here's my plan so far to get his team to get something burned or get something out of the way. I plan whenever he brings in his Latias and tries to set up, I'm gonna go to my Polytoad, Perish Song, then switch out, waiting for him to switch out to Scald something and then burn it. So you would probably go to his Tentacle if I brought my Tentacle out on his Latias that is already Perish Songed. So I'm trying to do that. But he switches out his Latias right now, predicting me to go for the Scald and get the burn. And I do get the burn. And at this point, I don't think he knows this, but I don't care at all. I just want to get that thing burned, or anything burned. Like I said, I want to Perish Song while this is in, switch out to something, then wait till he switches out, go for the Scald, and get the burn on something that switches in. And I believe I go into Mew now, trying to get the for sure burn on whatever comes in. And he's going to have to switch back in at one point. So that'll be like 2 things burned. Like, I guess it's like you kill 2 birds with 1 stone. I guess that's how the saying goes. If I go for the Ice Beam, I actually don't switch out because I predicted him to... I don't really know at this point. I believe since I got the burn on the Latias, I don't really care at this point. He's going to go for the Rabbit Spin, and I'm actually going to go for the Taunt now, predicting his Latias to switch in, and that's going to hinder it useless since he can't do anything, and he's going to be below half after the burn, or around half but after the burn, and he can't heal up. So at this point, I believe he runs, knowing that he can't do anything at this point, and I successfully stalled him out. So, oh my god, that was a long match. And if you stayed during that entire match and actually learned how to play, got a helpful idea of what to do against stall. And if I helped you out in any way, I mean, I hope I helped you out in any way. If I did, then thank you for watching. You know, I hope you guys enjoyed, because that was probably one of the best battles I've ever had. Another battle I had that was really good was versus this U-turn team, like full U-turn. Well, U-turn, Volturn. He had Rotom, Celebi, Landorus, Xatu, Scizor. What else U-turns? And a Mienshao. I believe it was a Mienshao. It was a really powerful team. I think it was TOF's team from the RMT section. Smokin', but this dude, I guess he just used it, but he said, like, you know, he made it up one day. I don't know. It's him. I don't really care if he stole it from the RMT. It's not that big a deal. But the only thing stopping my team was Xatu. He was actually playing kind of foolish with it. I missed 3 I think I missed 2 to 3 willows on his Scizor, and then he killed off my Mew. So I couldn't really do anything to his team at that point. I burned his Xatu though, because I knew he had the magic mirror or whatever, so I Will-O-Wisp the Xatu and it came back to me, but since I had synchronized, it still burned him, and I had Heal Bell, so it wasn't a big deal. And so at that point I burned it, and he was playing kind of foolishly with the Xatu. He was playing too comfortable, so he started staying in on my Scalds and stuff in the rain, and it basically died, but then it DC'd. But me and him both knew, since his Xatu was gone, I had the game, since he couldn't do anything with the toxic spikes and everything. But yeah, like I said, if you guys enjoyed, I have another battle with this team, one last battle, but it was on PO, and the guy was talking mad shit, so it's going to be a good battle. So, I expect you guys, I hope you guys enjoy this, like I said before. Give it a big like. Be sure to comment down below if this helped you in any sort of way. I hope that I explained everything to the fullest, or clear enough for you. If you had any questions, please comment down below also. And yeah, peace out.